two brushstrokes for the word crisis. One brushstroke stands for danger, the other for opportunity. So in a crisis, be aware of the danger, but recognize the opportunity. Hello and welcome to the Growth Mindset podcast. Today we're talking about the go for it window, and luck is a major factor in success for anybody. One of the most important lessons I've found is that over time, you can get much better at spotting luck. And you can see that so many people rush right past large opportunities for luck in front of them, but they don't recognize them for what they are. Now, a lot of the ability to spot luck comes down to experience. Spotting trends in an industry, learning to see talent when it's in front of you, and of course, understanding human behavior, which comes from observing human behavior and how people are. Of course, I can't give an exhaustive list of specifics to look out for, but there are some very good mental models for classifying when an opportunity in front of you might be a big one. David Perrell wrote a really famous and brilliant blog called The Go For It Window, and it's one of my favorite pieces of writing on how to build a framework for classifying an opportunity as a big one and whether you should go all in or not. The basic premise behind it is that technology advances faster than our social norms. Because of this, there can be an arbitrage in opportunities between old social norms and a step change in technology, and these gaps present lucrative opportunities. They'll only appear for a limited time period before they become saturated, such as right now, there are lots of opportunities with AI, but as soon as everybody gets into them, it's no longer going to be a massive opportunity. So in this short window of time where people can capitalize on the difference between real world possibilities and cultural perception of what's possible and what people just normally do with their time, this momentary opportunity he defined as the go for it window. To quote David Perrell, "You know when you found the go for it window when you're simultaneously woke and confused, when you're shocked the idea doesn't already exist, and when you know something that nobody else does, and when it feels like others see the world in black and white whilst you see the world with vibrant Technicolor glasses." And I love this concept because when it happens, you can feel like you're dumb and that you just want to wait and check if what you actually see is an opportunity. But if you wait around for the world to show you that it was a good idea, that it was a good business, it is then too late. Because once something is popular, the opportunity for it has gone because someone else has already made it popular. You aren't going to be huge on YouTube by copying Mr. Beast because he's already doing what Mr. Beast does. He saw the opportunity and he went all in. And opportunity and popularity are inversely correlated. Following a safer path that people have shown you works might look safe, but actually it's risky. You have to be the black sheep. You have to zig when others zag. You have to stick your neck out and go against the herd to ever find an underexploited opportunity. And Jim Grant says that successful investing is about having people agree with you only later. So as a general rule, people are blind to opportunities in the go for it window, but in retrospect, these opportunities seem blindingly obvious. To remove the blinders from yourself, you have to escape social norms and have contrarian views, and these views have to be correct. It's said that investors arbitrage the state of the world today before they get started with the state of the world after they're done disrupting it. So this could sound kind of hard, and it's not like every day you're going to see these opportunities, but it's good to know that you don't actually need to have any real special knowledge or insights to spot opportunities in the go for it window. You just need to have confidence and willingness to risk things and ignore the rest of the world who thinks the opportunity is a stupid idea and want to carry on doing things their way, because everyone thinks you're crazy until you're not. And so it's easy to feel drowned out in criticism with people telling you you're being silly. There's lots of examples of this. David Perrell basically draws on 4 different examples to help make his point. His first one is Airbnb. Now, when Airbnb started, the idea of someone coming to sleep in your house on like a couch or spare bed that you've never met before is kind of odd. Same as with Uber, getting in the car of some guy that isn't a licensed taxi driver. It was kind of weird, but then that was like a big opportunity. That was just something that became very easy to do with technology, but most people didn't think of it as a social norm, so they were afraid of the opportunity and didn't see it for what it was. Airbnb merely matched the underlying demand for underutilized supply and made the matching of people possible, and were able to commoditize trust. It changes the way we travel, and it really exploited the go for it window whilst it existed. Current examples of the go for it window would be not getting a degree. Lots of people get a degree just to build their own credentials for something, but you can start a project online, you can rewrite things, you can record things, and passion is much more useful for someone that wants to employ you than a degree, which shows that you can just show up and learn stuff and take exams. This doesn't actually show that you're that interested in it. And so actually making content around the subject you want to go into is probably going to be a bigger sign that you're passionate than a degree. But the point is, you don't need to get crippled in debt for 3 or 4 years of studying to start on the back foot when you could actually be getting started straight away. Now, of course, there are other benefits to getting a degree, like hanging out with people and putting off starting your career, which you might want to do whilst you're young. But as far as making money or getting involved in something, you don't need to do it at all. And that's an opportunity that most people aren't taking if they're serious about like getting started. Several years ago, I invested in a company called FreeTrade, which is like the UK equivalent of Robinhood. And that was based on the idea that millennials would actually become investors and that they'd want to use a mobile app to do their investing rather than going onto the web. And at the time, millennials weren't really investors. The company didn't even have an app or anything. And it was very much like seemed like a bit of a crazy investment. I was in a group with a bunch of other friends that invest in things, and they all thought I was crazy. And several years later, that company is worth like 1,000 times more than it used to be. And I made a good investment. And last year, I invested in a men's makeup company. And again, all my friends were like, Sam, you're an idiot. Men don't wear makeup. Why would you do that? And I'm like, it's a contrarian view. It might not work, but as far as I'm concerned, men don't like looking like shit. And we work too hard and we're super tired. And it would be nice for us to look a little bit better. And if you go into a store, the makeup aisle looks like you need a vagina to walk into it. And a company that's actually branded for men that makes makeup could take off, but most people think it's a silly idea. So this is the potential of an opportunity. And that's like spotting luck. It might go terribly, but it might work and pay off really well. So it has to be something that feels kind of weird, which is why I went for it. So in general, the go for it window seems like a massive curveball, but it's in the middle of the plate in front of you, and it's spotting the right opportunity at the right time. Opportunities in the go for it window close fast, like trying to make money by investing in a company that helps millennials invest now is a bit late. Lots of people do it. But maybe in 5-10 years' time, investing in makeup for men will be pretty obvious and you'll be too late. Who knows? These opportunities are fleeting. And if you sense an opportunity, act on it. Research some of the idea, speak with people in the industry, and outline a solution, whether that's just investing with some of your money or building a whole business or investing in your career to go into it. So you might want to get good at working with AI or blockchain stuff is some of the things that are more progressive at the moment. Many years ago, you might have wanted to get into podcasting, whereas now, if you started a podcast, it would be unlikely to be successful unless you have a lot of specialist skills in the area. So no matter who you are, where you work, or what you're interested in, there are hidden opportunities in front of you, but you'll easily be blinded by outdated social norms. And because of that, you'll miss the opportunities in the go for it window. So that was the basic summary of the go for it window, and I hope that helps you spot some potential opportunities to zig when others are zagging. Another important quote to remember from Thomas Edison is that we often miss opportunity because it's dressed in overalls and it looks like work. And sometimes the things you need to do are just difficult, but you should go and do them. I would like to introduce today's sponsor, Hostinger. If you're confused about where to go when starting a website, blog, online shop, don't be. It's the simplest solution for all those things. Starts at only $2.99 a month. And if you use the promo code GROWTH you'll get 10% off extra free. So go to hostinger.com/growth for 10% off. And on that, good luck with seizing the opportunities in front of you. And remember that if you want to enjoy your life, that does start with enjoying today. So be nice to yourself. And whilst you're at it, be kind to someone else as well. Thanks for listening.